the mass market, the 95% or 99% of business done will be the most efficient method. Whereas before that was all human artists, it will now be 1% human artists.
And yet look at I've complained about this, and you know my complaint about this is that I have legitimately lost viewers because people say, I get them even in my new video, I get them all the time. I don't like the way this woman talks. She sounds too regimented. This is an AI. This is an AI. This is an AI. This is an AI. I will not listen to something because it's an AI. People have an adverse. Do you know about this sort of evolutionary psychology thing, where it's what's it called again? Where something falls into that. Oh, it's the Uncanny Valley, right?
Mm.
So the Uncanny Valley effect, I think, impacts people where they think that's not quite human. So it makes them feel uncomfortable and they don't want to support it. So I don't know why I evoke Uncanny Valley effects in people or whatever, but apparently I do. And I think that AI does the same thing. No matter what AI produces, it's like, this is cool, but it's also not human. And therefore, there's a reactionary effect via the basic human psychology of friend-enemy distinction. Does that make sense?
True. But it doesn't have to be, like, that's more of a visual thing. It doesn't have to be, but that kind of thing where it's if it's the front end, that can be changed. You could use a cartoon rendering. It wouldn't be much different. But if you're talking about the actual personality, yes, that will take longer, which is why I'm somewhat insulated as a streamer from this, because it's very human, very live, very hard to simulate this stuff. You need a lot of hardware to do this live. So I'm somewhat insulated from that as a streamer, but programming, no. Then streaming will eventually. There's no reason it won't. Maybe it'll even be like 20 years. You'll have a convincingly human streamer that was completely AI. Maybe 20 years.
It will take that. I don't think it'll take that long.
Maybe not.
I mean, like for me, like I know people, you know, they think I'm an AI because I'm just reading stuff, and it's also very autistic shit. So it's like that I'm reading. So I get why it seems that I'm an AI to people, but I also do streams once a week at least. So it's kind of like, come on now.
Well, Harmful Opinions was accused of being a text-to-speech for years. I
know, isn't that insane? Of all people, Harmful Opinions. But, well, no, I mean, I guess it makes sense because he has a very nice voice. And so I can understand why people, well, I can't understand it, but I guess I could, for the same reason that they presumed I was an AI, that it was AI stuff. It's bizarre. Yeah, I know I don't stream on the same channel, Made Bun. I know that's probably part of the problem. I don't stream on the same channel. But I don't stream on the same channel because streaming on the same channel destroys the way that the channel algorithm works. So
even though they put a separate section for live and videos, for some reason they have not updated the algorithm to reflect it. HFNH says the love or hate put into the work not easily reproducible by AI. Unfortunately, I think that's kind of a little bit of a myth. I'll explain what I mean. What you're getting there is you're reading out what you're told has been put in. You can't actually sense the love and hate directly. You sense it indirectly, and that can be replicated by AI. As long as you're told that the AI registered high on the love and hate scale, you know, it's not as human, it's not as direct, but you could just be told it was made by a human. It's indistinguishable visually. That is more about the story that's told along with the art. And all you've got to do for that, the AI could come up with a good story for that. The human could lie too. It's not actually different. That's going to be the problem. That's completely identified the problem. Is that humans could lie and say, I made this, and then an AI made it, or a computer made it, or a computer produced it. That's not even my main concern. It's just that you could do that.
You could. I think that's going to be the actual, where the actual issue comes, is that where to delineate that product made by a human that other people will pay for, will pay more for, will pay premiums for because it was made by man. And then how can you absolutely be sure that it was? Now, I think that doing what like Motch does, drawing it live, you know, and lots of people do that, drawing it live or painting it live and showing the process, that helps to illustrate that it was made by human hands. That's part of it. But that's going to be the difficult part of proving that it was made by a human. Because I do think that human work will continue to be valued over AI art. but proving it is going to become more important.
Yeah, which is very concerning, because the only way I can think of to deal with that is some sort of central verification network, and that's probably got more problems than not using it, but it's going to happen.
Filming yourself doing it, but then God, because all the AI
video can be replicated. It's a total paradigm shift of so many assumptions. Our entire relationship with technology is about to change over the next 20 years.
Yeah. Damn. I don't know.
So yeah, as a few people have mentioned,
that was a big aside. I don't know what we were supposed to talk about, but like, yeah.
A few people have mentioned that art will survive because it's good for money laundering, and that's true.
True.
That's the only part of it that might. Pug says, good luck making stable code in AI. They don't need luck. They just need time and processing power. They've made immense progress already. And yeah, you can point to any example where the currently AI can't code something reliably. That'll change. How bad was it 10 years ago? They couldn't do it at all.
No,
now,
they couldn't do anything.
It's making leaps and bounds.
You don't know how scary that shit is. 20 years ago, AI wrote a paper that got published in an academic paper, or published in an academic journal 20 years ago. That's how long it was. 20 years ago, or nearly 15 years ago, an AI wrote a paper. It got published in an academic journal. How bad do you think your field's getting fucked? How bad do you think my field's getting fucked by AI just making shit up and publishing it in academic literature? I don't know why I'm not more concerned. I'll tell you why I'm not concerned. Because I can read and I can delineate that kind of stuff. But maybe AI will get too advanced too quickly for me. No, that wouldn't happen, because I'd have to see the actual data outputs. But if it could just make shit up, then who cares? Well, then I wouldn't be able to delineate. If it can also make up charts and tables and data outputs that I would not be able to delineate from fact, oh fuck, then I'm completely screwed, because I wouldn't be able to delineate that from fact. If everything in the paper looks correct, then I wouldn't be able to delineate it. That's oh shit, I didn't think about that. Oh, I'm fucked. Dang. I don't know what we're supposed to do, because AI could just make that stuff up.
Yeah.
Couldn't it?
We're in this situation now where there is no obvious, no good answer for all this stuff. We're going to have to humans are going to have to claw any available space left that AI takes up. And most people are just going to be the managers of the AI generators, and they're going to be competing on who can wrangle it the best. But even that won't last.
I didn't even think about that I wouldn't be able to delineate. Because the thing that's really fun about reading bad science is that I can figure it out real easily if your data are shit or if your methods are shit. But if AI is just lying, because it's AI, and all of the research it's quote unquote conducted is all fake, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. That is horrifying. I didn't really think about that. Damn. That's horrible. Oh shit, man.
Like, almost every assumption of our society that has to do with generating information is going to change. For example, as was mentioned by Odar there, the arms race of being able to distinguish human from AI has hit schools quite hard. A large percentage of essays are being generated and not written, and it's putting teachers in a rough spot. And what does that mean? Because it's not just about who wrote it. We're not asking for humans to write it because we want a human written essay. We're asking for humans to write it so that we have competent people. And if they are using AI, granted, it's a tool that they could use at any time, but if they're not competent, they can't figure things out when they don't have an opportunity to just use AI to answer it for them, if that ever comes up. If we want to have competent people, if we even decide we still need competent people, then we need to find a solution for...
You can't maintain the infrastructure without it.
Essays as a concept might be dead at this point.
To be fair, I would say essays as a concept have been dead for a long time, but the idea of, yeah, I mean, why not? Any homework that you would ever give someone is essentially null at this point, because anytime that they're allowed to go home, they're just going to go pull up their phone, they pull up their computer, and write through AI.
Maybe
I don't
that's
know
what
to
it'll
do.
be. Maybe we're replacing human talent with the talent for humans to know how to coerce the AI into producing the thing that they were asked to do. Maybe that is normal. Maybe that's how people should be educated. But people are going to be stupid at that point, and it's going to very rapidly reach the point I talked about earlier, where humans just become indolent managers of the AI, which is doing all the work for them, at which point humans are practically obsolete already. Are we already seeing that happening?
A lot of people in the chat have said homework's already busy work. Yes, largely, but not entirely.
Not entirely, no.
Let's say like an essay, right? An essay, something that you write over the course of weeks for a course. That is different from your busy work, right? I'm saying this. Okay, I'm thinking maybe some people who are saying this in the chat are talking about high school or secondary level education. I'm talking about tertiary level education. Most of what I did as a professor was grade papers. I mean, I taught as well, but was grade papers. Now, was that boring as fuck? Yes. Did most of the papers suck? Oh yeah. But people were really pouring their hearts out in a lot of those papers. That's all gone now. And also, I could totally tell, like, when they didn't give a shit as well. If everyone can just pop that shit into ChatGPT and just now, I would be able to tell at this point, given the level of ChatGPT's advancement, I would be able to tell probably not entirely, but maybe if you had taken my course or not, because it was always about like talk about the things that happened in the class. That being said, I don't know if I'd be able to tell the difference within a year or two of the advancement of the AI. I probably wouldn't even be able to tell now. I'm saying I might, but maybe not. Man, I read some real bullshit papers. Holy
Well, people learn by using information. That is how I could see any given schoolwork that you might think is busy work actually being useful. But different people will have different experiences with that, and I certainly didn't find homework very useful. No.
Homework is busy work in that sense. You're right, but it's trying to get you to synthesize from a pedagogical perspective. The point of homework is to try and get you to synthesize the things that you learned in class and take them home and put them into your longitudinal memory so that it helps with retention long term.
So kind of what I said about you remember things by doing, like using them.
Yes.
Let's move on though. It's always a nice depressing session whenever we talk about AI. It is difficult for me to see a optimistic path, even given how optimistic I am. It may just be that may just be that humanity has reached its zenith, and we're going to send our species kids off into the universe without us.
I'm actually more on I'm more on the side. I think AI is not the end of humanity. So
we'll see. Maybe.